What's up, guys? We're back here with some more Halo Infinite news. Now, I'm obviously not a news channel. In case any of you guys watch me regularly, I am not a news channel, but since we're here and we've been waiting so long for information, there's a new blog post today, and I'm gonna be making a video on it, so we're just gonna be scrolling through it and looking at it. The first thing they posted is the Halo Infinite multiplayer reveal, which I've already done 2 videos on this exact video. I did one like normal reaction through it, and then I did another one where I took about half the time. I played the footage at 0.5 speed and gave a good look at it. So here we have a new character they're introducing. You know, I'm not the biggest lore guy, me personally. I do like the Halo lore, but I'm also not super invested in the campaign story or anything like that. So, you know, like this stuff for me is a little bit, you know, a little whatever, but here they get to elaborate a little bit more on some of the armor, which I think is really cool. We get a nice up-close picture of the Aviator, and they elaborated on a little bit. Aviator helmet's tailored for use by cybernetically augmented aerospace pilots. Say that 10 times fast. Among its many special features is a high bandwidth machine interlink configured to operate seamlessly with next-gen neural interlaces. That's all a whole bunch of sci-fi words that don't matter. This looks really cool. I really like the visor. The Aviator helmet's a classic. I mean, it's obviously just the Aviator style sunglasses are a classic in the real world because of aviators. So, you know, this is cool. I think it's a callback. This armor's kind of cool. I've never been the biggest fan of the big open glass face front of a helmet, even though it obviously makes the most sense when it comes to actually being able to see out of it. This design looks nice though. I like the textures. Yeah, this isn't something that I would probably rock, but that's not to say that it's not a good looking design. I really like this helmet, this soldier helmet they've, I guess, re-updated. Latest iteration of the soldier helmet features new revisions. Yeah, whatever. This looks really nice. I like this sleek visor. This makes me think of the recon armor from Halo 3 a little bit. It's obviously a little different, but that was one of the big appeals of that, was that really sleek, slim visor, and that was cool. This looks like a nice rework of an already existing helmet with a little bit of the metal plating on it. This kind of looks a lot like the recruit helmet from like Halo 5, but you know, a little bit of extra textures on it, so it's pretty cool. Is this actually supposed to be recruit, or like, I don't know if this one says soldier. I don't know if additional attachments. This is the MK7. Okay, yeah, so it's the Mark 7. It's supposed to be kind of like a, and it's got UA armament helmet attachment. So okay, so yeah, you're looking at the Mark 7 helmet, which I think is the default helmet, and just little extra attachments on it. So that's kind of cool. The sniper looks really nice. There's a couple different, there's red plating on it. I'm really not sure what the gun customization is going to look like. If it's going to be like, this is just one skin for the snipe and it's called the red dragon. I don't know. Or if it's going to be like, oh, you can put red plating on it, and then if you wanted to maybe customize the gray sections, that's another option. I don't really know how they're going to do it. But yeah, so apparently they have a brand new cosplay guide for us, talking about how you're going to suit yourself. Yeah, so this is the Gen 3 Mark 7 armor, just like I was talking about earlier. Coming in kind of ridiculous 100+ pages of reference shots. Wow. Wow, they got a big cosplay guide blog right here. That's cool. I'm not going to dive into that too far because I'm just going to keep on moving along here on this big stuff. I want to get into the vehicles and the weapons. The skewer, let's see, what do they actually have to say? That's a lot of valves. I'm not saying that. Originating from the before their alliance with the Covenant, the skewer is an anti-tank spike cannon, excuse me, used by Banish packs for anti-personnel tasks. The massive, sharpened projectile is devastating, more than a match for titanium alloy armor at range, but reloading is a difficult task. Yeah, so it looks like what we've seen in the gameplay, this is obviously initially designed to kind of be like an anti-vehicle weapon. You see this huge spike spear thing that shoots out of the skewer. That's really cool. It's going to have a slow reload time. It's a one-shot. It looks like it's a one-shot kill anywhere if you hit a Spartan with it, which makes sense. I'm really excited for this weapon. I think it's cool. I like the footage they've shown of it to us so far, and it just looks like a fun weapon. I talked about it in the other videos, but like when you shoot the Warthog with it, the Warthog doesn't just explode, rather the Warthog gets hit by this giant projectile piece of metal, and it seems like it reacts to that dynamically, so that's really cool. Then we have the VK-78 Commando, manufactured by Vicara. Yeah, that's, again, I'm not even going to try. The Commandos were selected by the CMA Frontier Forces to replace their antiquated stocks of HMG 38s in 2495. I don't even know what HMGs are, I'm going to be honest with you guys, but this gun looks really sweet. It looks like it's a fully automatic precision weapon with a little bit of a slower rate of fire than something like an assault rifle, but it'll keep the accuracy at longer ranges. It looks a lot of fun. It looks like a lot of fun. I'm really excited to get to use it and see how it performances, or see how it performs, excuse me. The vehicular devices, so yeah, we looked like that was a pretty common thing when we saw the reveal that these are all banished versions of the Covenant vehicles. This is a banished Banshee, which you can see why it's red and got the dark. It's the red standard color for like the banished. It's got the armor plating that makes it look a little bit more rustic and brute-esque. So that's pretty cool. Looks like you got that same idea on the chopper. The chopper looks sick. It looks like it's straight out of Halo 3, just again with these new banished textures on them. I'm assuming we're probably gonna have some different variations that aren't just the red banished versions, but even so, I really like the way they look. The ghost looks sweet. I like the additional armor plating on these that make them look a little bit more tough and a little bit more battle ready. You know, the Covenant technology has always been alien and sci-fi, so you can always have the imagination that they're doing their things, whatever. But this looks like they took a ghost, which is an alien vehicle, and it looks like that, but then they made it a little bit, you know, they put some extra armor plating on it, made it feel a little bit more real. Like, yes, it's this cool ship and it's in this cool shape, but it still takes bullets. But this one looks like it's ready to take some bullets, you know what I'm saying? So I like that. The Wasp looks like it returns, which I don't think many people are surprised by that. I think probably a lot of people were expecting that. This looks, I mean, I don't have enough of an eye, I guess, for the Halo 5 Wasp to notice what they might have updated on this version of it, at least with a 3D model. But this looks identical to me. This doesn't even look any different. If you put a gun to my head and said, what game is this from? I'd tell you Halo 5 and not even question it. So, you know, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It doesn't have to look like a whole new ship, but it looks like it's making a return, kind of right back to where it was. I talked about this in my other videos, the Razorback. If there's any, I dislike the Razorback, and I'll tell you for one big reason. It's because it makes the regular Warthog look so much less cool. This Razorback is the only thing I care about. I learned about this. It's like, oh, it's a cousin of the Warthog. The Warthog died to me. The moment they said this looks way cooler. It's got the armor plating, again, like I was saying, with the banished stuff. This makes me think of like Death Race, if you guys have seen that movie. This looks like they would take a Warthog and put it in Death Race. That's what it makes me think of, which is badass. The increased armor plating, the more traditional headlights that aren't centered here. It's got the trunk space. You can carry extra Spartans in it. I just think it looks awesome. I think this is a really cool idea to make a better version of the Warthog. And I don't have a real complaint. Me saying like, oh, it makes the regular Warthog look bad. It's of course not a real complaint. But I will say, this is way cooler. If I were somewhere on that decision-making team and if I had the creative capabilities of making this work, I would do my best to not make the Warthog so much less cool than the Razorback, because that's how I view it. But yeah, let's move past this. Lumo, I really want to learn about this. This is something we saw in the little trailer, and it says like, let's do some damage together, I think is what it says. Like, let's do some damage. So I'm really interested to see, they're going to elaborate on this right here. I'm going to read this, but I don't really know. This just makes me think a lot of people pointed out like the Eva from WALL-E, that little egg-looking robot. I mean, it literally looks the same right here. Yeah, so one thing you may have noticed in the various multiplayer gameplay shots is the presence of personal artificial intelligence unit. For obvious reasons, it is only natural to expect the UNSC, or anyone really, to be reticent when it comes to any sort of interaction with AI given recent events. That being said, the reality is that these constructs in various forms remain undeniably integral to a large portion of the foundational systems in place for the 26th century of life. In particular, when it comes to military, however, necessary precautions aren't unwise to uphold in USC and maintained and limited. Okay, I don't care. For example, meet Lumo, one of the available constructs. You'll be able to try it and have assist in your Spartan training. Okay, cool. Lumo constructs are a common citation calculus core with AI used in the fields of finance, providing a distinctive cost-benefit approach to decision-making assistance. That being said, they aren't quite as fun at parties. So, from what I just read, I guess it looks like the personal AI that you're able to construct is a pickup. So if you make your personal AI, then you have to grab Lumo and then you get to reap the benefits of that. Maybe I'm not understanding that properly. If you guys are in the comments interpreting that differently, let me know. Didn't really elaborate on that much. I was wondering, I guess that's just your personal AI, but at that point it begs the question to me, like, why do you have to pick that up? And why? Yeah, I don't know. So we got a new name for the map here, Behemoth. Yeah, we're gonna dive a bit more into some of the deeper fictional foundations to be found in Halo Infinite's multiplayer play spaces later down the road. Here's a little dab of detail to hold you over for now. So we saw a couple of these maps in the trailers. Behemoth looks really nice. This looks so Halo to me. This beach sort of texture. You got the nice palm trees, the nice sand. These Forerunner architecture pieces look really nice. The mountains off in the distance. This looks great to me. This looks like the BTB map. Fragmentation's the other BTV map. But that looks really, really cool. You know, they kind of always played off some of the map names in Halo Combat Evolved, the map. The first big standard BTV map that most people identify with is called Blood Gulch, and that turned into Coagulation in Halo 2. There was another name for it in Halo Reach that I can't remember. Something to do with blood. My point is I don't know, these names are similar. Fragmentation, Coagulation. This looks like it's a kind of similar map. It's not a remake of that, but I feel like they're kind of playing on that a little bit. Recharge looks exactly like fucking Fathom. I will maintain that. I've said it since they leaked it. Not leaked it, but since they released the first image like 6 months ago. I stand by that. I stand right by that. Livefire. See, I didn't even realize this is a different... Oh, this is the different map. This is the outdoor one that's at the... Yeah, the Academy of Military Science. Livefire. This looks cool. I'm looking forward to this map. You know, these inside textures look a lot similar to this, but the outside, I like that there's an open face outside on this map, rather than this map just has the glass ceiling, just like Fathom. I mean, this looks like Fathom. I mean, I'm not trying to be nitpicky. I'm not trying to be mean. There's no way for me to look at this and not think Fathom, and that's just what it is. So, sorry. This map looks cool. Bizarre. Yeah, so I wanted to say this looked like it was on Mombasa when I was talking about it the other day, but I didn't want to be fucking... like roasted and like have people freak out at me because I'm like, oh, I don't know what the lore is and talking about. But this looked like it looks like Mombasa. Okay, so the East African Protectorate's plan to rebuild the glassed urban core of Mombasa was ambitious and expensive, but Project Rebirth invested in the cool. So it is Mombasa. That's confirmed. That's why it looks the way it does, which makes perfect sense. This map's fucking stunning, gorgeous. If you guys watch my other videos on the Infinite announcements, I have spent more time than I should talking about why I'm so excited for the map Bizarre. I think it looks really, really good, and I'm glad I finally have a name for it. So I'm so excited to play this map. But then we have another screenshot here with Cortuna. As I've seen some people calling her, but you know, baby Cortana, who is closed, and apparently a lot of people have issues with that. You know, this is just a small point. Hot take, if you have a problem with that, I think you're weird. I get it's a little bit different of a style choice, but like, that's really, I don't think that's anything to freak out about too much. If, you know, we were watching a movie series and there was a hologram character who became, I don't know, I mean, think about it like this, dude. All right, if you can compare it to Marvel, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like Jarvis becomes Vision because he uses the body that Ultron was using for it. But the point is that Vision's an AI. He's always been an AI. Just because they put clothes on him doesn't mean it's weird. If you only want Cortana to look naked, even though she's not naked because she's a hologram, I think you're even weirder. Hey man, you're sexually attracted to things. That's cool, but come on, like, is this really worth complaining over? This screenshot looks amazing. This is clearly Pixel Flare. This is Will. Yep, look at that right there. So this is Will's fingerprints all over this, no question. A resident content hype hero, product slick branded piece of art. Yeah, I mean, this is clearly my man Will Cameron, Pixel Flare. He's the homie, and in my opinion, probably the best Halo artist we've ever seen. This looks just phenomenal. This is outstanding, and this looks like easily an original piece of artwork. It's kind of just shit that he does. Looking at some more screenshots afterwards, this is honestly sick. This is a really fire screenshot. That's really cool looking. This is a little bit covering MCC, I guess. This is just a cool Combat Evolved screenshot. So this is just like a little fanfare artwork here. This is pretty cool. This is pretty cool, little fanfare artwork section here. Talking about the ODSTs, kind of showing the progression of Spartans. These are all clearly, again, made by Will, Pixel Flare. Gorgeous. I mean, you can't... There's nothing to dislike about this art style. This is beautiful. You can even see the low poly graphics, which I think is great. I think this is a great choice for this, considering it's CE. You don't want it to look, you know, like this if it's a CE piece of artwork. You know, this looks like Reach, which I think it is, because you got DMRs, you got the metal arm. This guy doesn't have a metal arm, actually, but that's the Reach Magnum. And if we're going by chronological order, it's Reach, Combat Evolved, Halo 2/3. Yep. Then we got Halo 4. And then this is MCC. And then this is... I don't even know what this is. This is Fireteam Raven ODST. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not the most lore versed person. Okay, I know this is a bit of a strange video, but like I said, I'm not a news channel, but I really wanted to scroll through all this stuff. Like, this is new information for you guys, new information for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like. A lot of these screenshots look really, really nice, and I'm looking forward to seeing what we see more. So take it easy, guys. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll catch you guys in the next one.